Welcome back to Venture Vibes. Today we're diving into why Malaysia is trending in 2025 and why the entire world is suddenly paying close attention. We're covering everything from diplomacy and economics to tourism and tech, all backed by facts and the latest news. No fluff, no fake news. Let's get into it. Malaysia is making international headlines, not just in Southeast Asia, but across the globe. Here's why. Malaysia recently played a major diplomatic role in Southeast Asia by hosting the first General Border Committee meeting between Cambodia and Thailand. This came after deadly clashes along the border. As ASEAN chair, Malaysia stepped in as a neutral host and successfully brought both nations to the table for talks. Even major powers like the US and China supported this move. The meeting, held in Kuala Lumpur, marked a significant milestone in regional peacekeeping. Malaysia's quiet diplomacy is now earning global respect. Meanwhile, on the economic front, Malaysia just finalized a landmark trade deal with the United States. Valued at around $150 billion over 5 years, the agreement focuses on semiconductor equipment, AI technology, LNG imports, and aerospace. One key part of the deal, Malaysia gets to keep its pharmaceutical and semiconductor exports exempt from the new 19% US tariffs. That's a big win, considering how many Asian economies are now facing protectionist hurdles. But Malaysia isn't just relying on one partner. In July, Chinese state-backed investment giants like China Galaxy Securities and CICC announced over $1 billion in new funds focused on Malaysia. These funds are targeting industries like AI, data centers, healthcare, and gaming. This shows Malaysia is becoming a trusted economic partner for both China and the West, something rare in today's polarized world. Now let's talk about Malaysia's economy overall. Bank Negara Malaysia revised the 2025 GDP growth forecast slightly downward, now expected between 4.0 and 4.8%. The reason? Global demand risks, especially with rising tariffs and uncertain exports. But the domestic economy remains strong. Consumer spending is stable, inflation is under control, and FDI is holding steady. In other words, Malaysia is weathering global headwinds better than many expected. Tourism is another sector booming in 2025. Between January and June alone, Malaysia received over 10.1 million foreign tourists, surpassing Thailand and becoming the top destination in Southeast Asia. Visa-free entry policies, better airport infrastructure, and social media visibility are pushing Malaysia into the spotlight. Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Sabah are trending worldwide on TikTok and Instagram as underrated travel gems. Malaysia also hosted the 8th Malaysia International Film Festival this July in Kuala Lumpur. With 65 films from 48 countries, the event drew major attention from the global film industry. The opening film, Nineveh, and closing documentary, Trans. Malaysia also hosted the 8th Malaysia International Film Festival this July in Kuala Lumpur. With 65 films from 48 countries, the event drew major attention from the global film industry. The opening film, Nineveh, and closing documentary, Trans Amazonia, both received critical acclaim. This cultural visibility is helping shift global perceptions of Malaysia from just tourism to a rising creative hub. But the biggest transformation in 2025 may be in the digital economy. Malaysia is becoming a regional hub for data centers, especially in Johor. Right now, Malaysia has about 1.6 gigawatts of data center capacity, but by 2035, it's expected to surpass 5 gigawatts, one of the fastest growth rates in the world. This data center boom is driven by strong fiber infrastructure, low land costs, and proximity to Singapore. However, experts are raising concerns about energy and water usage. The government is now planning green policies to ensure this digital expansion stays sustainable. Meanwhile, Malaysia's palm oil industry is facing a long-term challenge. With many plantations full of aging trees and an aging workforce, future output is at risk. If replanting doesn't accelerate, exports could fall by up to 20% by 2030. The government responded with a 1.4 billion ringgit replanting fund and a 100 million ringgit matching grant for smallholders this year. At the same time, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim announced a major cost of living relief package, 15 billion ringgit in total. Fuel subsidies have brought the price of RON 95 petrol down to 1.99 ringgit per litre. A one-off 100 ringgit cash payment is also being given to all Malaysians over 18 years old starting August 31st. These moves come amid public frustration over rising prices and housing costs, and they appear to be working. Approval ratings for the current government have stabilized after months of fluctuation. Penang is seeing big infrastructure development too. The new Malaysia LRT line, launched in early 2025, will eventually connect key parts of the island and mainland with a new bridge expected by 2031. This urban transit project is part of a broader effort to modernize Malaysia's transport systems beyond just Kuala Lumpur. Digital transformation is another area where Malaysia is stepping up. The government has advanced its My Digital and IR 4.0 initiatives. However, public opinion is divided. About 65% of Malaysians surveyed are concerned AI will eliminate jobs, while 43% believe it will create new opportunities. In response, Malaysia introduced new rules requiring permits to export US-made AI chips, tightening control on where and how advanced tech flows through the country. This aligns Malaysia with US export rules and keeps it in good standing with global tech regulators. Not all news this year has been positive. In June, a tragic bus accident near Jerak, Perak, killed 15 university students and injured more than 30 others. It was the worst school transport disaster in over a decade. Not all news this year has been positive. In June, a tragic bus accident near Jerak, Perak, killed 15 university students and injured more than 30 others. It was the worst school transport disaster in over a decade. In April, a massive gas pipeline explosion in Putra Heights injured more than 150 people and destroyed dozens of homes. These events have triggered nationwide conversations on safety standards, emergency response, and accountability. Despite these setbacks, Malaysia's global image is rising fast. Whether it's diplomatic influence, trade power, tourism appeal, or digital infrastructure, the country is making moves that are hard to ignore. To summarize, here's why Malaysia is trending right now. Diplomatically, it's hosting peace talks between ASEAN nations. Economically, it's closing billion-dollar deals with both China and the US. Culturally, it's taking center stage with global film festivals. Digitally, it's becoming a top-tier data center hub. Domestically, it's stabilizing inflation and investing in transport. And globally, the world is finally realizing Malaysia is not just a hidden gem anymore. It's a rising force in Asia. That's it for today's deep dive. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll keep following Malaysia's rise and what it means for the world. Thanks for watching Venture Vibes. See you in the next video.